It's the first round of the 2012 FIA Formula 1 World Championship season here in Albert Park, Melbourne. Fernando Alonso is on pole in the Ferrari from Michael Schumacher in the Mercedes. 5 red lights, and the 2012 season is underway. Everybody's off the line here in Australia. A very aggressive start from Schumacher, already harassing Alonso as they head down into the first corner here in Albert Park. And look at Jenson Button coming up on the inside and collides with both of the Lotuses. And everybody safely through the first 2 corners here in Albert Park, which is not always the case every year. Now we ride on board now with Jenson Button as he attempts to pass his teammate and Michael Schumacher in one move in very impressive drive, and Schumacher spinning. Schumacher collides with an Englishman in Australia. Well, I never would have guessed that. And there's yellow flag, no sign of a safety car. I think, yes, Schumacher is continuing in the Mercedes. A bit of dirt on Button's tyres there, you can see, as he sets off in pursuit of Sebastian Vettel, I believe it is, who's had a very good start. Yes, and Fernando Alonso. A fantastic shot under the nose of the McLaren, and then back on board, looking back. Already plenty of drama. Schumacher beginning to catch up to the rest of the field. Button runs very wide indeed, coming out of the high-speed chicane. Now let's get a bit of Hamilton and Webber right on his tail. Hamilton with damage there to his front wing. That may have been because of contact with Jenson Button. And Button sideways! Button in the wall! And he's hit the barrier. He's got damage to his front wing and he's able to continue. Let's put him right down the order. And drama right from the off here. He's got similar damage to Lewis Hamilton. Drama right from the very start here in Australia. And he's under pressure. And, well, he's not anymore, is he? He attempts to pass both Force Indias in one move. He's passed Hulkenberg, now he's just got to pass Di Resta, and he goes right around the outside of Di Resta on the final corner to complete the first lap here in Australia. So, drama right from the start. He's got Felipe Massa in the Ferrari ahead of him. Then Sergio Perez and Pastor Maldonado are the drivers that we're chasing right now as Jenson Button goes on the inside and past the Sauber. Fantastic stuff. Straight away. Sorry. Yes, it is Sergio Perez, my mistake. So Bruno Senna ahead of him, not Pastor Maldonado. So a good showing from Bruno Senna on his first race for Williams. Already ahead of the McLaren. What can Jenson Button do? Can Jenson Button do anything about that Williams? It's vastly improved from last year's. Taking a bit of grass is Jenson Button. Trying to take every tenth of a second away from Bruno Senna. There he can. Button takes to the grass as he ducks out from underneath. Tries to go on the inside. They bang wheels again. And Senna goes off the road. Bruno Senna off the road in the Williams after banging wheels with Jenson Button through the high-speed chicane. And only very brave people do that. So Jenson Button running wide this time towards the end of the lap, but holding on to the car as he runs wide yet again. 3 corners from the end of the lap. But Button really making hay. And Button sideways again. This time coming into the final corner. So, Jenson Button, is that from damage? Is that suspension damage? Is it steering damage to the McLaren? He had contact with Hamilton early on in the first lap. Could Jenson Button have a problem here? And he's really wrestling that McLaren around. This is not the Jenson Button we're used to seeing. We're used to seeing the silky smooth Jenson Button, but here we're seeing the aggressive attacking Button. So as he flies through, there's changes to the curbing there this year to stop people deliberately running wide. Jenson getting a bit sideways on the entry to that corner, which is why he ended up cutting it. He's right on the limit. Is Jenson Button chasing the pack around this Albert Park circuit, the home of Formula 1 in Australia since 1996. And look at the rate he's caught Kimi Raikkonen there very, very quickly indeed. So there is genuine pace in that McLaren. He's got Nico Rosberg around there as well in the other Mercedes. Schumacher, of course, spinning out at the 3rd corner on lap 1. A miserable start for Schumacher after colliding with an Englishman in Australia. Big surprise there. And that's also Romain Grosjean in the Packers. Jenson Button goes inside Raikkonen and pushes Rosberg a little bit wide and has the inside line. and takes the place, or does he? Rosberg tries to fight back, but no avail there. Into the penultimate corner, DRS will be activated, I believe. We'll see if Jenson Button is within the DRS zone. Well, you'll see by how fast he's gaining. He's gaining on Romain Grosjean. He's got the DRS. Has he? No, he hasn't. It's this lap that DRS gets activated, but he's passed Romain Grosjean anyway. Fantastic overtaking from Jenson Button here in Australia. Grosjean running a bit wide at turn 2. That may have... I'm not entirely sure what that was about. So Button diving into turn 3, then turns 4. They're all running very wide onto that new curb, quite a high curb, but as he chases Mark Webber at his home Grand Prix, Mark Webber desperate to finally win his home race. Neither of these two have won their home races. Button never won the British Grand Prix. Webber never won the Australian race. And Button trying to stop Webber becoming the first of these two to do it, as Vettel and Hamilton fight ahead. Vettel trying to find a way past Hamilton. Button trying to find a way past Mark Webber. Has Button done it? They're side by side. Button right around the outside. They're banging wheels. And Button goes around the outside into the chicane. Fantastic stuff there. So Jenson Button now ahead of Mark Webber, can set off after Sebastian Vettel and protect his teammate a little bit. There is Vettel. Button taking a little bit of grass. He's actually struggling a little bit with the handling. Probably a very oversteery car, that McLaren. Both cars have identical damage to their front wings. Though Button may well have some suspension damage. He's had a couple of knocks in this race. McLaren will take a very good look at that car during the pit stop. But he's posted the fastest lap of the race as Jenson Button, so not much wrong with that car, I shouldn't think. Chasing Vettel down to turn 3 where Brundle had that massive crash in 1996, and Button goes on the inside and squeezes Vettel right out onto the grass. Brilliant move there from Jenson Button, and now he chases his teammate Lewis Hamilton. Identical cars, same team, and Button rear-ending Hamilton. They collide again, and Hamilton just manages to hold on. Vettel lurking in the background, waiting for a mistake or any kind of contact, and Button this time has the position from his teammate. Good clean passing into turn 9, and it's not very often that you get past any car there, let alone your teammate. Button very wide on the entry into the chicane. Hamilton has a chance to fight back, but Button denies him the opportunity. Clear blue skies for this race. Though we are predicted a little sprinkling of rain towards the end. Not much, apparently. So that could play into the hands of the man we are currently looking at, Jenson Button. Hamilton already falling miles behind his teammate and falling right into the clutches of the Red Bulls behind him of Vettel and Mark Webber. So Jenson Button, another fastest lap of the race from Jenson Button. Jenson Button is flying out there. On the second of the long straights into turn 3, well, longish straights into turn 3. Beautiful line through there. And he's got the Ferrari ahead of him of Fernando Alonso. And here goes Button through turn 5. Coming up now. Coming up towards turn 9. This is where he got past Lewis Hamilton last time. He's really catching that Ferrari very, very quickly indeed. And everybody begins to get ready for round 2 of this epic duel. Button having an absolutely storming race so far in this Australian Grand Prix, and he's run wide at the chicane. That's going to cost him time. Probably give the cars a bad gravel rash, because these cars don't get painted. They have to be sent, well, they don't get painted till they go back to the factory. They have to send the side pods back to the factory for repainting, so Button won't be too popular with the McLaren mechanics unless he wins the race. And Alonso dives into the pit, and Button follows him. So this could be crucial. The McLaren will be having a very good look at that McLaren suspension. And the Red Bull mechanics are out as well. So, they're changing the front wing. They are changing the front wing. They're having a look at the suspension. No problems, it seems. They're letting Button go. Not a bad stop considering there was a front wing change. And that looks like Sebastian Vettel, Force India, Sauber, Lotus, Williams also out in the pit lane. None of the three newer teams are pitting on this lap, and he's got Nico Hulkenberg coming out of the pit stop. This is absolutely crucial for Jenson Button to stay ahead of Hulkenberg, and he just manages to do it. Very aggressive defending into the first corner from Jenson Button. He had to stay ahead of Hulkenberg to have a chance of winning this race, and that's precisely what he's done. So good work there from the McLaren mechanics to just up out, keep Button in with a chance. Vettel has not been so lucky. He is stuck behind Hulkenberg, who will not yield. There are no blue flags. And now look at Jenson Button all over the back of Fernando Alonso, goes on the inside, but not quite having enough momentum. Tries again on the exit, right around the outside of turn 8. Here they come towards turn 9. And Hulkenberg has got between the two of them. Hulkenberg is racing for position. There are no blue flags. I think Hulkenberg's all right. Yes, he's slotted back into position. Hulkenberg on a different strategy, isn't really part of this, but he is holding Vettel up. That's not Vettel, is it? No, that's one of the Williamses. That's Bruno Senna. So where is Sebastian Vettel? Vettel is miles back already, and that's from losing out to Hulkenberg in the pit stop. Well, falling behind Hulkenberg in the pit stops as Jenson Button hounds the back of that Ferrari. All over the back of it. Look at this. He has a look into the penultimate corner. Not quite an opportunity, but he'll have the DRS. He's practically running into the back of that thing through the final corner. And he opens the DRS. Jenson Button diving this way and that way. Alonso and Button, these two have history. And Alonso just holds it through turns 1 and 2, but Button has the second DRS zone at his disposal. Look at how fast he's closing on Fernando Alonso, but Alonso covers the inside. Button goes to the outside, runs a touch wide. These two are fighting for the lead effectively. Button runs off the road, and Alonso is back in front at turn 5. Button now having to find another way past the double world champion. The Ferrari did not look great in pre-season testing, and yet it leads this race quite, well, not comfortably, but Alonso can do magic things. And Alonso, he likes magic. He's a bit of a magician himself, it seems, by dragging the Ferrari, and Button rubbing wheels with Alonso. They make serious contact that time. Button right around the outside and just manages to take the lead. There, Alonso looking this way and that way. Button covers the inside, and a bit of wiggling under braking, but nothing major. Alonso cannot find a way past Button, but if he stays within a second, he'll have the DRS. He's well within the second at the moment, and he just has to get this corner right, and he should really be past. And there is Vettel, and there's Hamilton, so they've cleared Hulkenberg and Senna, who have pitted. And now Button will be under attack from Alonso. There is Alonso. Alonso going on the inside. And Button gives him a bit of room. Too much room. And Hamilton nearly goes through as well. So, Button in real trouble. He's just lost the lead. He could well be losing out to his teammate. There the rear-facing camera picks up as Hamilton and Vettel continue to dice with each other. Button wheel spinning as he exits the corner. Now chasing right after Fernando Alonso, who continues to lead this race, well, effectively lead this race. The pit stops are still going on. I believe Kamui Kobayashi leads this race. He was started on the harder tyre. He hasn't pitted yet. Sorry, Sergio Perez leads this race. I'm confused now. And Alonso leaves the door wide open for Button, and Hamilton has a look on the inside as well. Button takes a wide line round here. Is that because someone's on his inside? Yes, his teammate's gone through. Hamilton is through and into the lead. Lewis Hamilton leads the race. So the race order: Hamilton, Button, Alonso, Vettel, Grosjean in this incredible Australian Grand Prix. Button having a nose there, not quite. That's not the place to do it, Jensen. Or here, wait for the DRS. That's what he's doing, he's not going for it, and now he can attack. He's saved up some curves, he deploys that curves, and look at that. Straight past his teammate. And that's the effect of the DRS, the drag reduction system. That slot gap in the rear wing, and it's starting to rain already. And Button goes off, he's hit the damp part of the track. Hamilton's through. And will he recover to stop Alonso? He moves all the way across the track, it's starting to rain. Alonso is through. No, he's not. Alonso smashed his front wing, sorry. I've just seen Alonso without a front wing. He must have hit Button as he rejoined the track. And that is a disaster for the Ferrari driver, who had a real chance of winning this race. So, Hamilton leads. Button. Romain Grosjean is now in third place and is in with a chance of his first Formula 1 podium. This is his second Formula 1 outing. Technically he's a rookie. And it is definitely starting to rain. There's just one cloud just nudging the circuit, effectively. But other than that, it's clear blue skies, and it's that one cloud that's spitting. It's nothing too major. I think it just caught Button out a little bit, though. It just spits and spots of rain. In fact, it's a bit more than spits and spots of rain around this part of the track. And this Australian Grand Prix could not get any more exciting. Well, it just has, because now it's raining. In fact, it's really raining. It is starting to rain properly now. And the track will become ever more greasy as Button goes down the outside of Lewis Hamilton. The DRS wide open, 50mm slot gap to reduce the rear downforce, increase the speed, and Button goes off and rejoins ahead of his teammate. He goes off again. And this time Hamilton and Grosjean are through. Button getting going. And it seems that turns 1 and 2 are the slippery ones. He's got Vettel right behind him. And Button spinning and damaging his front wing. I can see definite damage to the front wing. He has to reverse onto the road. He's got to check for traffic, really. And he manages to hold off Felipe Massa, just getting going in time. And that could have just cost Jenson Button the race. He had a chance of winning, but I think, in all probability, unless the rain suddenly gets heavy, it's all over for Jenson Button. So the British fans can only rely on Lewis Hamilton to win, surely now. But the rain gets ever heavier, the cloud cover builds. This race isn't over yet. Button through the chicane. He's having to take it much easier through the chicane now. It's getting damp now. The track is getting greasy. You can see the rain now. It is definitely raining. And that's a bit of an understatement. You can see the marks on the side pod of Button where he's been banging wheels. Luckily, well, not so much on the side pod we could see. On the other side pod, there's a few marks on it. But the packed grandstands, well, they've earned their money's worth, and the race isn't over yet. Can this incredible Australian Grand Prix provide even more surprises? The rain ever heavier now. And there you can see the cloud cover building all the time as Button rushes towards turn 3. There you just saw the marks on the side pod. It's his right hand side, Jenson's right hand side pod. It's got the marks on it. So it's been in the water. And is that one of the? That's one of the lead group. I believe that might be one of the Red Bulls. It is. So that is the lead group that Button has caught. And that didn't take him very long at all. He's been pumping in fastest sectors since that spin. And Button, he's been facing the wrong way a couple of times in this race. And yet he's still in with a chance of winning. Button can now win the Grand Prix again. But the rain gets ever heavier now. And the grip gets ever less. And ever harder to find. The cloud definitely building. And building fast here in Melbourne. Just a couple of minutes from the beach, this track. But that's the last thing on Jenson's mind. there, and that's Mark Webber who's joined the party in the lead group. So, what can Jenson Button do? Can Button potentially get on the podium here? It's not out of the question yet. And Vettel must have had a problem or something, because he must have gone off or something, because that's Mark Webber that Button's practically rear-ended, and Button finds a way through right around the outside and now goes inside Grosjean on the very same corner. 3 into 1 shouldn't go, and Button is in second place. So, and now he goes inside Hamilton. They make slight contact, but that's understandable given the conditions. The grip, every lap is different now. Every lap has less and less grip. And Button straight on at the turn 9, somehow managing to rejoin in the lead. Gets a bit of wheel spin, and Hamilton surely through. Yes, Hamilton is through, but Button all over the back of the gearbox of his McLaren teammate. This is what Formula 1 is all about. Hamilton, Button, Grosjean. No, Webber's taken Grosjean. Webber has taken Grosjean, and third spot on the podium. The final podium position then going to Mark Webber at the moment. But the race is not over. The rain continues to fall. And DRS is still enabled, so Button can still pass Hamilton round on this particular straight or on the next one. They both have the DRS. It's a double DRS track, this one, along with Valencia. And Button running a bit wide there at turn 2. But, just managing to avoid any problems. These Formula 1 cars seem to be making great lawnmowers today. Probably the most expensive lawnmower you're ever going to buy. Button crawling around all over the back of his teammates, climbing, trying to force his way through. But can Button do it? No, he can't, not there. And the rain is really starting to get heavy. You can see the track getting greasier and greasier, if greasy is even a word. Button really having his work cut out. He runs a little bit wide at turn 9. And turn 10, he actually just kisses the barrier. There, he blocks Grosjean, but Hamilton goes through. It's probably better to let your teammate through. And Grosjean, that means, has passed Mark Webber and retaken third place as Hamilton and Button go side by side through the chicane. That is pure bravery. So Webber back in front of Grosjean as Button and Hamilton go side by side. Look at the rain falling now. It really is getting slippery out there as Button takes Hamilton. He's a master of changeable conditions, isn't he, Jenson Button? And now Button leads this Grand Prix, this incredible Australian Grand Prix. The first round of the championship, and Button running a bit wide at the penultimate corner, but managing to hold off Lewis Hamilton, who has the DRS. Button not going to make life too difficult for his teammate. Surely. Oh, he's going to block him though. And that'll stop Hamilton. And look how hard it's raining. There are puddles on the track now. And it's properly wet, and I wouldn't be surprised if someone pits for intermediates just for a go. Hamilton through into the lead. And Button retakes it straight away. He's got nothing left of that front wing. He's hit Hamilton and got no winglets left there. And is that Felipe Massa ahead of Grosjean? It is! Massa. No, is it Alonso or Massa? I can't quite see. But all that is really important right now. And look how hard it's raining. It's Inter's weather. But this is the last lap. There's no point going for Inter's now. And look how slow they're going through turn 9. It is soaking out there. Absolutely soaking. Button getting a bit of wheel spin, and Hamilton takes the position back. He's now having to fend off Mark Webber. Jenson Button defending from Webber. Grosjean coming around the outside. Button has to defend the inside and then the outside. Very tricky conditions right now. Grosjean ahead of Webber now. Hamilton, Button, Grosjean, and Hamilton must be thinking he's got the race sewn up. Into the final sector they go. Just a couple of corners left for Button to make his move. Hamilton with slight front wing damage. Just 2 corners left for Hamilton. He's left the door open. Button goes through. Yes! And Hamilton puts 2 wheels on the grass. Button on the penultimate corner takes the lead of the race. Incredible! Button win. Oh, he's in a puddle. He wins though. Somehow Jenson Button wins the Grand Prix from Lewis Hamilton and Romain Grosjean. Mark Webber 4th, Felipe Massa 5th, Pastor Maldonado 6th, Nico Rosberg 7th, Sergio Perez 8th, Raikkonen 9th, Paul Di Resta rounding off the point scorers in 10th. Bruno Senna finished 11th, Michael Schumacher recovered to 12th, Kamui Kobayashi 13th, Hulkenberg finished 14th, Verne 15th, Ricciardo 16th, Vettel 17th after a pit stop, Vitaly Petrov 18th, Fernando Alonso 19th after that contact with Button, Kartikeyan 20th, 21st, Timo Glock, Charles Pic 22nd, Pedro de la Rosa 23rd, Kovalainen failing to finish in the Caterham. Well, that was one of the greatest season opening races I have ever witnessed. And I'm sure that when Jenson Button gets out of the car, he will be absolutely right. There he is in Parc Ferme. He is overjoyed. It's a very tough race out there. Incredible action. And Button, after a couple of spins, front wing damaged a lot, comes home to win. Let's not forget Romain Grosjean, who takes his first Formula 1 podium. The Formula 1 World Drivers' Championship standings reflect the result of the Australian Grand Prix. Button leads with 25 points, Hamilton is second with 18 points, Romain Grosjean's third earned him 15 points, Mark Webber is fourth with 12, Felipe Massa beat Alonso and has 10 points, Pastor Maldonado did well for Williams, 8 points, Nico Rosberg 6 points, Sergio Perez 4 points, Kimi Raikkonen 2 points, and Paul Di Resta with 1 point for Sahara Force India. The Constructors' Championship is very much McLaren dominated, as McLaren have 43 points. Lotus are second with 15 points. Red Bull Racing are third with 12 points. Scuderia Ferrari have 10 points. Williams Renault have beaten their entire 2011 haul already with 8 points. Mercedes have 6 points. Sauber have 4 points. And Sahara Force India round off the point scorers with 1 solitary point.